Good to see you today. We're going to do some fun stuff. I've got my friend Castamazillion out there help me test the stream, and I did appreciate that. So it's going to be fun to hang out today and see what we can't do. I think we're going to have a little bit of fun because the subject is actually porcupines. So let me just make sure that I've got the channel up so I can watch and help if anybody wants to jump in on the chat. And so there we go. Alright, so that is working for me. Let me know if you want to say hello on the chat or do anything else. Alright, so without further ado, we have here a pretty fun machine. Now once you start putting a couple of Retchers and a Porcupine on the build, obviously the power score is going to balloon up. Not that the Beholder is even, the Beholder is high power score as well. So what are you going to do? So this is something I was working on yesterday. Had a little trouble with the stream. Sorry it didn't get out there, but we'll just go ahead and rebuild it again today. So we had some screeners here protecting our tunnel with the Porcupine in the front. Some extra armor up here, kind of just people to shoot off, tank cannon shots, some gun mounts, what have you, using light parts. This is what we put together, and I think it's pretty good. So how did we build it? Well, let's take a look. So we've got our light lunatics parts here because don't have a ton of weight limit available on the Beholder. It is one of the better medium cabs, or I guess probably the best medium cab. Maybe the Nova has a little more, but yeah. So we just want to kind of protect those Retchers, but let them still have a decent firing angle. I'd love to be able to put Steppenwolf parts on here or something to armor it up, but alas, not enough weight. So these minivan panels and some other stuff. What I'm trying to do up here is just allow some shots to be tanked by those before they come in and hit the real stuff. So got a couple of gun mounts here. That's a good base to stick everything to. You can see how this is constructed here. Essentially, these buggy floors are essentially just double protection in case the Porcupine gets blown off. You don't lose the gun mount. Not really needed, but I am using them to stick other parts onto, so that's nice. These screeners are held onto the gun mount as well as these large assembly sections, which are kind of nice. So kind of like the look of that. It's kind of buggy looking. Obviously, when we go underneath this thing, you've got the one Porcupine. You can mount the cabin, the Apollo under the cabin, a couple of side saddle ammo packs, and the one fuse seal. Because again, this only has the max 16 energy, but you're using up almost all of it on weapons. So you've just got that one module, trusty little radio in there. Some of my favorite parts across the back. We were able to use one less set of tracks and just kind of throw away a little bit of our tonnage there. You can see the red bar is almost to the top. So you can add 2 more tracks, but then that adds weight too. So it's a little bit of a diminishing return. Some of these parts up here are just really strong for their weight, and I thought that didn't look bad. It didn't look great, but what are you gonna do? Not every part across it's perfect. This sentry line's nice because it's so long, and it really does a good job. You can kind of see there's a couple of angles for machine gun fire and other stuff to hit before it gets back to the Retchers. So that's the kind of thing that you want to construct. So we're just going to pull all this stuff off here and see if there's a different way to do it, or maybe we like doing it that way again. I'm not going to pull this off the back because this took a second to do, but essentially it's just that power slide attached to a couple buggy floors attached to the back of the cabin, And then the vial, which is a nice part, it also has 90% pass through, so that can help take a cannon shot. Along with this one's 25% pass through, you know, so it's got 25% more hit points. And I've got just these very little used buggy trunks, so I'm not going to pull it off just to put it back on. I don't see a point in it. But buggy floor, and then I use on the sides a couple of medium thorns. So anyway, we've kind of broken this thing down, and you can see where our seal's mounted. We have one of these. These are stronger, 120, well, 12, but 90% pass through, versus the light ones. If you really needed 25 pounds, I suppose you could use the other. And yeah, so it's pretty nice. I think the way you kind of go about starting to make these is, at least for me, I want the tracks to attach very well. You know, we know from building this that these bull bars are probably our best bet of protection. 95 points of durability and 101 mass. You know, 90% melee resistance and does damage. So these are going to be a great part for the front of the car. Obviously the 6x4 lightweight frame attached to the 8x8 frame. So let's kind of leave it here and then kind of start from there. Notice that these tracks are attached to both of these frames, right? So even if I lose this, I don't lose that track, and that's the point. I really want this 8x8 frame to kind of anchor the whole part. You know, those have essentially 560 points of durability, or 250 versus melee directly. So, and then put these tracks on the outside, they're pretty well protected. Alright, so we've got to put our Apollo in there, and that's really easy on the Beholder. I really like how you can just pop it in there. Pretty easy. Now, we're going to use some more of these lightweight frames, the 6x4s out the back. So, we could even move this back one further. And then that way, we could make it longer if we want to. Okay. So, why do I like to put ammo packs here? I think that you're not really getting shot in the side too much. And when you do this, and you've got these tracks that have 300 points of durability, they've got blast resistance, you know, they're resistant to fire. They're pretty tough. That's about the best armor you can put on them. Yes, penetration, wood, and executioner go through that and pop that ammo pack, and therefore pop my generator. Generator also has 363 durability, and the pack has 264. So, all in all, it's a pretty tough thing. I haven't had my ammo boxes blown off too often. It seems to work out pretty well. And so, there, we've got to put our weapons on this thing. To drop it down one below. Come on now. And we've got to put our Retchers on there. And let's see here. Can I get them back? You can separate them, you know, kind of as much as you want. You could also run them forward and backwards. I don't know. There's probably a lot of ways to do it. But this is a fun little build video. Let's do what we can. Okay. So, what do we need next? We've got our energy used up. We've got to remember to put our radar back on. We're going to need at least a little bit more track action here. We don't need to go back that far. There's really nothing to hide in the back of the car. And then, you know, basically from here, you guys can armor it up however you're able to. You know, whatever parts you have available. You know, I was using these gun mounts here because they're really strong, and I kind of was putting it as far forward as this side would let you go. The mount points are a little bit weird on the Beholder, so they don't quite go as far forward on one side. But, you know, just in sense of evening it out. You know, another thing I was doing was having this buggy floor kind of float out there to kind of give you some extra protection using, that gun mount, and then using these buggy floors here on the side. That all seemed to work out pretty well, so I'm going to try that again and then just see if there's any other way to place those screeners that we were using. But this will be pretty fast. Also have uploaded this build that I made yesterday to the exhibition, so you can download and play with it. Now obviously everybody has different parts available. You might need to kind of play around with what you got. But these screeners are really tough. 141 durability. Now I'm going to use a little bit. Oh, Harry the dog's home. Hi buddy. Good job. I'm going to use these. I like these nice screeners here, and then the assembly sections there. Now, in the other version, I may or may not have backed it up one. I'm not sure. I think I want to back this whole thing up. I don't think I'm gaining anything by going one forward. So let's do that. That gives us an extra attachment point. Dog is Harry the dog's a big yellow lab, and he's just a kind of funny character. He's kind of got his own ideas about everything. He's a rescue buddy. He's kind of standing here like, what are you doing, Dad? Alright, can I do some stuff too? He likes to go streaming. Okay, so that's what I was kind of going for here. You know, just a lot of parts that are very strong. Even if these frames get knocked out, these screeners still have melee damage resistance, and they have bullet pass-through. So hopefully those things will just kind of soak some damage, protect those, that little porcupine there, because then that's usually the Retchers get shot off first, and you're left with kind of one porcupine. So as far as the rest of the build goes, as far as the rest of the parts go, you can kind of just do whatever you want. I was playing around with doing some buggy floors, small buggy floors. You needed 3 to go wide enough, and then some of these little used buggy trunks. You may not need these. It just depends on how you have things attached, but it does definitely give you some more mount points. And this needs to move because we want our engine there. So let's make it look better by facing this way. And that can attach to a few things under there. Love the seals, how they sneak under there. And this one is a fuse seal, so you've got 10% damage resistance, radar efficiency 42, or radiator efficiency 42%. So that's 99%. You know, it's almost as good as two seals to have it fused. It's one of the few things that I would fuse. Also, the extended ammo pack, we fused those during the last event they had, which was really neat to have. So, what do we've got here? We can throw a few of our favorite parts on here. Power slide. Let's see. You know, I'm not very good at checking the chat. Hey, bro. Thanks for your help. Okay. So we just want to make sure that those guns are clear and that they're not getting hit by that part. Yeah, I think they're okay. And then we want the vial again. I know I always talk about the vial, but it's just saved me on taking some camera shots, and I appreciate that about it. And this also gives you a pretty good place to mount your keen radar, which is also 200 durability. So that's just kind of a nice chunk in the back there to protect yourself with. And then kind of from here, you know, just put together whatever you've got. I've got some of my favorite parts. You know, I wish I could use APC panels or things like, you know, the home front, 105 durability, but the 300 points of mass is not ideal. So I'm just going to do something like this. These are kind of funny panels. They have certain mount points on them, so I find that they work good under the guns. I just like to spread the platform out. That way we're not just hopefully a shot will hit that platform before it hits the guns. Other parts do we have that we like? You know, but again, I think you folks have to armor these up the way that you want to, and not worry about what I'm doing with it. You know, I've got just whatever parts I like, and so you know, just have fun. The nice thing about these parts is that they're pretty light. You know, that's nice. Let's see here, I left 2 spaces there. Okay. So when you have parts that are really heavy up at the top of your build, it can get kind of unwieldy, and that it's not always super fun. Some minivan panels here. Let's see here. Kind of go up there. You go. It's nice to see how much that's getting in the way of shooting. Yeah, let's pull that out and chip one side. The whole platform is going to be a problem, but you know, you kind of got to pick your battles with this. We could try something in a little closer. We could even use different parts. Maybe we'll use some, this is a nice piece that looks kind of cool. How much is that going to get in their way, though? But, you know, then it's not soaking up the damage for you either, so it's kind of a catch-22. Those parts are fun. Wish I could use Steppenwolf's armor on this thing, and I think it's just going to go over tonnage really fast. But just going to play around with it for a second and see what it looks like. This is pretty cool. But another part that we don't always use as much as we could. Take side part, strengthen slope. Could be nice. Could also kind of come down the side here. Let's see. Maybe something like that, or though they might be unhappy. This need to be perfect. You really just want them to have to shoot stuff off before they can get to you. I could even space these out a little bit wider if I wanted to, since they're sitting right on the gun mount. Come on now. Never really wants to go where I think it should sometimes. Yeah, I'm not trying to put a video on. Yes, thank you. Alright. Let's just box these. They have some parts. Alright. What other parts do we want to put on here? Let's see. What else we got? Go by power score. See if we have any of our favorite parts we haven't put on yet. Oh. We kind of have to use these because the power to the weight ratio on them is so good. Even if you don't like the look of them, which I think they have their place, but they're not necessarily my favorite part. Let's see here. You can attach more than one place. I think I had it there. Seems to work okay. where I can't quite get up. I can go up one. That'll work. Keeps the radar swing going. Let's see here. I want to go under. I don't know. I'd like to get more protection up here in the front of the guns. Maybe we can kind of have them support over here. Just a little bit more of that platform. I do want to have a little bit of space on the back here. Oh, you know, we can't forget cannot forget, oh. No solid parts is my build motto. That's funny. Yep. All pass through. Okay. So now, oh, I forgot what I was doing. But hey, I responded to a text. That's great. Or a chat. Oh, I am sorry. I am kind of new at this, so I'm going to make lots of excuses. You see how that works? Alright. These wings are nice. We could do something with these. Maybe they want to go stick way out. You know, kind of down the sides. That way, you know, a piece of explosion hits them, it's not going to penetrate very far. Yeah, that works. And maybe there too. Anything? It seems like some of those hit scan weapons will, or some of those weapons will tend to go to the armor first. At least with the bots. All right. So how far are we off? So we've got a little bit more weight. We could put some more. We got to put some more bumpers on the rear. What do we want to use here? You know, honestly, I think this is sticking out pretty far. I don't know that it needs to stick out that far, but the radar's going to be in the way otherwise. Could cut that down and put more armor on. Put shorter frames on. And then let's see. These flares are nice. They're kind of like similar stats to the bull bar. I don't like the look of them that much, but that will stop someone from going in that direction. Okay, so then we have my favorite buggy bumper put back in there. And we can stick it right on our engine that way. If they break away those two frames, we're good. Alright, but we still have a little bit more weight left. Could put more tracks on. I'm not going to give up my seal in favor of a cheetah engine. I didn't like how that air splitter looked on the other version of that. Maybe we'll put some hatchets on. What do you think about that? Will they fit? No, they will not. Okay. What about... These bandages are kind of cool. We're probably still have a few parts left in our parts limit. To have just another little way there, and then we could put our little sharp bits. Won't quite. Oh, they will fit. Come on. Will it fit? Come on. Put it there. Ooh, we can put him there. That's kind of cool. Take that. I don't think it's going to fit on the top thing. Sideways. Maybe if I set him like this. Yeah, there you go. Ah, one part limit. Well, what do we want to lose? Have a lot of extra parts. Maybe we only have one nose spike. I think that's going to be in the way of the Retchers anyways. Not I think we'll take our nose spike off and we'll put something else there. Upper spike. No, work. Air splitter. Actually does look cool there. It's going to be in the way. But the air splitter did, so let's put the air splitter back there. Let's see what that does. And my pet peeve. Porcupine has to be on the right click. Alright. Now. I think we're good here. Now, is that all our parts? 80 out of 80. Okay, let's throw a coat of paint on that thing. I like eroded metal, is nice. I think that'll work. Alright, so now let's save this. What do we want to call it? We want to call it. Let's call it NTHK. NTHK Retcher Pork. Okay. Alright, so we'll go to the exhibition. I'll get rid of something up here. I think we'll get rid of that. And we will send this one up to the exhibition. So it's NTHK Retcher Pork. It's on the exhibition if you want to check it out. Now let's go and see if it works. So always test drive one last time before you go. Could I have armored up the weapons better on the top? Yes, I could. This is the best Retcher build. But we did build it live in a pretty short amount of time. And since everybody has different parts, you're going to have to build the structure. But if you have those nice strong frames, use some of those specialty pass-through parts if you have them. Pretty nice job. Let's see how much damage did that do. So 2 Retcher hits basically takes off the back of our armor. So, could we put more armor on here? Absolutely. I think it might be fun to build something like this with a heavier cabin, although we would have to go without the seal, which would be a little bit of a problem. But from the front, this thing seems to look pretty well. Okay, so now let's go and see about getting some wires. Okay. That's one thing. Big reason why I play that lower power score car, because you're just gonna be able to spawn a whole lot better. Things are gonna work better. Now that we've got kind of some technical things gone with the stream, I got the microphone firmware updated. I think that really helped. Things seem to be working a lot better. I also dropped the stream from 9 megabits to 7 megabits because I don't notice much of a quality difference, and it makes the stream steadier. I think it's just going to make it a little bit easier for everybody to watch it. We noticed some hiccups of trying to tune into the stream earlier when we were at 9, so I think 7 is a fair bet. Alright, so we should test drive this, I suppose. Do we have anyone else of our friends to try to shoot? Now, could I box these Retchers a lot more than this? Yes, I could, and I probably should. But keep in mind, this car is really designed to be driven straight towards the enemy, launching as you go, and then backing up. You don't want to be attacking too much from the sides and stuff. The good thing is the guns are pretty open, and you can shoot to the sides a lot more than some of those boxed up builds. So you have to kind of decide what was your... Oh, Mr. Needles. Hello, Mr. Needles. Which was your priority? Alright. I think Mr. Needles might have missiles, so we have to see. But, you know, c'est la vie. Gotta love one like that. Once you're on fire, get hit with the grenades, it's not that much fun. Alright. Still waiting to, oh, here we go. Spawning in. We'll keep the gameplay short today. Just have a little bit of fun. And thanks for tuning into the stream and checking it out. Like we've got bots going this way. Might as well help our little bot friends. But let's try not to get shot from super.
I'm gonna break you down into parts.
Alright. Okay, well someone's got my number. Also my radar. Did Porcupine go through your shield? See, now I have no friends, so it's going to be a problem. So, you know this is good armor when you can make those cannon shots like that. Super weak. But proof of concept is there. The car is still moving around. The strong frames are still there. The armor we had protecting our guns is gone, but also they got hit from the side, so that's just how it goes sometimes. Do I keep forgetting this thing has a cloak? Yes, I do. But again, okay. Well, I think that is as good a match as any to go out on. I know I didn't do wonderfully, but it's a build on a stream, so it's fun. Alright, so if you want to go and check out anything on the exhibition, I'd say this is the build I showed you at the beginning of the stream. It's NTHK Stream BRP. That one is okay. Looks like it's boxed up a little bit more than the one we did today, so that might work a little bit better. Built with some different parts. Built with some more common parts on the other one, and then you're going to be able to see the NTHK Retcher Pork, which is the one we built in our stream today. Now, I'm not going to leave these cars up forever. I change them out quite often, but you can always search NTHK and go right building this time. I have about 13, 14 exhibition slots. So, been fun hanging out, and we will see you on the next stream.